Hello. Have you ever been working on a project and then you go to the README to start getting set up just to find out that all the documentation has not been written or is extremely outdated? Have you ever worked with people at work that maybe never update the documentation at all, either in Confluence or even on GitHub? So, look no further. Now you have Dokify. What Dokify does is it's an application that'll automatically generate documentation for your entire code base, file by file, directory by directory. Then what also it does is it allows you to embed those into an AI and ask questions about it, along with visualizing your project as you go along. So let's go ahead and take a demo of how it works, shall we? So I have downloaded Doc for as an NPM package that I've already created. What I'm going to do is just call doc login on this repository. So this is actually a school assignment. Uh, so I'm just gonna, we could open that. Cool. So now that we've opened it, what we can do, oh, I gotta go back. Okay, open it with the token. Okay, cool. Now I've also attached OAuth. The regular auth works. I've also attached OAuth to it. So if we click GitHub right here, notice that we can sign in through GitHub or Google. And then we can see all of our projects here. So now you can see that I already have Dokify. If we go to the project section and open it, you can see that we have several different files here that kind of just give us a brief gist about what's going on here, right? Like for example, it gives you some of the structures of the class, gives you some of the methods, right? And it also has a README for the overall user, like it's telling you exactly what Dokify does. So, fun fact, I generated the documentation for Dokify. So, if you're curious to see that, you can see that on my GitHub. Okay, so now that we're logged in, we can see that we're login successful. That means that we have successfully captured a token and we are ready to go. I wanted to make the user experience as seamless as possible, so the only thing that you need to do is run doc generate. And then now, actually, what's going on is the AI is going to sift through all of these documents, and then it's going to actually make documentation for everything. If you wanted to ignore certain things, certain parts of the documentation, which you could do as well, is I've implemented a feature where you could use a doc ignore, and then this is kind of like a dot get ignore. So if you put any folders in here, it'll get completely ignored. Your APIs won't get called on them, and all is well. Okay, so now let's go back because it seems like there we go. Okay, so our project's already in here. So if we look, let's see what it did. All right, cool. So it said this is a market simulation project. It gives us some instructions on how to run it. This is our environment, running tests, etc. And then if we go to the visualizer, this is my favorite part. So the visualizer actually gives us a 3D visualization of our chart. So anything that's in the purple octahedron, that means that it is a directory, and then all of these are files. And you can see that it chunks it piece by piece, analyzes it, and gives you back a description of what each file is doing. This is a project about the stock market, so you can see a bunch of ticker symbols, and so on. So that's pretty cool. And then we also have Doc Agent. Doc Agent allows us to basically ask questions like, hey, is there any AI usage in this project? And then it's going to think for a little bit, and then it's going to give you, there we go. So there's no explicit of any AI mentioned usage, and that is correct. We did not use any AI in this project. The other feature is that sometimes you might want to generate API keys to manually log in or manually use the application. Let's say if doc login ever doesn't work or anything like that, or maybe you just have multiple accounts, right? So what we could do is we could set doc2 right here, generate an API key, and then notice how I have the command that you could just come here, copy and paste, and then boom, you've set up an API key. Now you're ready to get rocket and rolling. Notice how as soon as you leave this page, if we leave and then come back, the secret is only shown once, and that's for security reasons. We also have a guide to help people get started with Dokify. So that way they could Dokify their code base. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is how Doc works. Thank you. And also, I guess for future considerations, I would like to probably make this a little bit more collaborative between teams. So teams can actually add and remove to the documentation. They have their own knowledge bases. And I want to create orgs. So that's probably it. But as far as this goes, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.